I would like to say it has been the privilege of my career to serve as the CEO of BBC News and to work with our brilliant team of journalists. I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased. That's why it's the world's most trusted news provider.
Why did you fail to deal with the mistakes that were made?
And see my teams. Thank you so much.
Right, do you think that the journalists are institutionally corrupt, like President Trump says? Do you think the journalists
our journalists aren't corrupt. Our journalists are hard-working people who strive for impartiality, and I will stand by their journalism.
Is there institutional bias at the BBC?
There is no institutional bias. Mistakes are made, but there's no institutional bias.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so apparently the BBC has fired the general, the director general, Tim Davie, and head of news, Deborah Turnus. And Trump is still gonna sue. Okay. Now I want to say a couple of things real quick, and then I want to branch off and have a real quick discussion about just news in general, especially the one over here in America. So first I'm going to give you the details of this. Basically, the BBC director in general, Tim Davie, and the head of news, Deborah, I think her name is Turnus, I hope that's how you say it, have resigned after criticism that a panorama documentary misled viewers by editing a speech of Donald Trump. Now I want to say something, and I want to be clear about this, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more information. But the same edit that they did over there that got these guys fired is the same edits that they've been doing over here in America. The difference is, over here in America, there is this law that Obama had signed into law that basically makes it so that the news could do propaganda. They don't have that in other countries to the same degree, I'm assuming. So, because of that, over there at the BBC, they were just now held responsible for their misleading coverage. Now, also, I want this to be known that the BBC didn't make the documentary. Someone else actually made the documentary, then gave it to them, and then they aired it, and they aired it with the information that was taken out of context. And real quick, so I can explain to you the information that was taken out of context, there is a clip right before the quote-unquote insurrection. We all know that's not what it was, but there was a moment before they left, the people who were going to go to the Capitol, where Trump was speaking, and there was people marching to the Capitol, where Trump, had actually told them to go over there and be peaceful. And then after he went over there and be peaceful, he made a comment that was more incendiary, but it wasn't if you leave it in context. What happened was the documentary took the comment out of context, which changed the entirety of what it meant, and it made Trump sound like he was saying, go down to the Capitol and basically tear it up. That is the same agenda that a lot of the news media over here in America has had, and it's the same lie that has been being told to just, regular voters. Regular voters out here really think that Trump said to go down there and tear it up. Well, let's be honest. The people who aren't infected with TDS, they've already heard the truth and they're okay with the truth. But there are people who are infected with a mental disorder that makes it so that every single thing that happens bad on the planet, they attribute it to Trump. I'm just saying what it is. A guy get into a car accident, it was Trump's fault. I don't know. I don't get these guys. I really don't. Like, you have conversations with these people, and like 10 years ago, they were intelligent. At least you believed them to have been. And nowadays, they don't make any sense. So apparently, after all of this happened, the Telegraph had published details of a leaked internal BBC memo on Monday that suggests that the Panorama program edited 2 parts of the U.S. president's speech together so that it appeared to explicitly encourage the Capitol Hill riot in January 2021. So, I want to also add a little bit more context where they were, quote unquote, agents inside of the groups that had went to the Capitol that were actually the ones that were causing the issues and encouraging the unruly behavior. And these individuals, it comes to find out, might have been part of one of the government agencies. Just so we can be clear, I don't want to throw no name out there because I don't want to be incorrect and be like, yo, you said it was this number letter agency, but it was that one's. And then people like nitpick and make it seem like every single thing else you said were incorrect because you made one little tiny, anyway. The UK political leaders expressed hope that the resignation would lead to change, while Trump welcomed the decision. But of course, what we do have to realize is there is a certain level of responsibility, and it's a high level of responsibility that you have when you're reporting the news. And there's going to be moments where you're going to mess up. You're going to report things that, are erroneous because no one's perfect. But it is an obligation of whatever the news source is to, when finding out that you've made whatever the mistake is, to correct the mistake and then put the appropriate information out to the public. This mistake has been going on for so long, because remember, I'm not sure when it was published, just so we could be clear, the article or the documentary was posted. I'm not 100% sure. But obviously, they didn't do anything about it until there was legal ramifications backing up the situation. Now, I want to add something else real quick. I want to just talk about American media for one moment. And remember how many people got fired or had to resign in the American media as soon as Trump got into office? I think it's basically because of these reasons. Trump contacted whatever these news agencies that they were working for, the ABCs, the NBCs, the CNNs, and informed them. Lawsuit on the way. So that's why I believe a lot of these people like Joy Behar. Oh wait, she still got a job. The other one, the black lady, the black boyhead lady. That's why she lost her job. That's why a lot of these people are losing their jobs, because they were reporting things that were erroneous. They were lying. I don't know no better way to say that. They were reporting things that were 100% not the truth. And these agents, these news organizations decided to start getting away from them. Moving away from it. Whatever the case is, the BBC has not responded in detail to the concerns raised in the internal memo published by the Telegram. But just so we could be clear, Trump still plans on suing them for like $1 billion. Yeah, they ain't off the hook. And personally, I want Trump to go after 100% of these people. I don't want him to have any mercy. And the reason being is, if they win, think about all the individuals that are in jail and in prison and lives are ruined. They ruined a ton of people's lives, but lives can't get back to, a normality because they did nothing wrong. They just didn't side with the Democrats. That's it. They didn't do anything wrong. They just want something for America that the Democrats want the opposite of, because the Democrats do not want whatever's in the Bible. The Democrats want the opposite. I have no other. That's the easiest way to explain what the Democrats want. Whatever the Bible is saying, the Democrats want the opposite, the 100% opposite. They don't want anything in the Bible to happen. They don't want you loving your kids. They don't want you loving your husbands. They don't want you loving your wife. They don't want nothing in the Bible that's happening to happen. In any regard, put it down in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this. And should he continue to sue these guys? I think he should. I want him to sue absolutely everyone that he can, and that is in regards to any of this stuff. Oh, I want to add something else to this and not leave it off, because there's going to be more situations going. More people are going to be getting sued and whatnot and held liable for their bad behavior. Because remember that bill that's going to open up the government? It also allows the Republicans to sue over the Biden having the Department of Justice spying on people. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and you have to pick a side. And just so we're clear, I'm not picking the Republicans. I'm not picking the Democrats. I'm literally picking God. I'm picking the Bible. When y'all hear me talk about a lot of this stuff, the reason why I don't side with the Democrats on basically anything is because, as far as I'm concerned, they hate God and they want everyone else to hate God. And if you don't hate God with them, they hate you. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.